Crown Prince Christian has officially stepped into a new phase of his life, arriving at the Gardehusar Regiment in Slagelse, where he'll spend the next 4 months undergoing mandatory military training. He's only 19, and this is the age when many Danish royals traditionally begin fulfilling their duty to the country by becoming regular recruits for a while. The fact that the future king will now be living in a barracks, sharing a room with fellow soldiers, taking part in drills, and following orders just like everyone else, has sparked huge public interest. After all, people are used to seeing him in sharp suits at official events, not in military gear lining up for roll call. What makes this even more interesting is that Christian recently returned from a long trip to Africa. After finishing school, he took what could be called a gap year, a few months away from the public eye. During this time, he worked on a farm, far removed from royal luxury, getting hands-on experience with agriculture and, more importantly, enjoying a rare sense of freedom. This break allowed him to step into a completely different reality before diving back into his royal responsibilities. His holiday ended just in time for Christmas, when the whole royal family reunited for traditional holiday photos, featuring Christian alongside his parents, King Frederik, who ascended the throne in January 2024 after Queen Margrethe's abdication, and Queen Mary, as well as his younger siblings. But the festive season passed quickly, and now Christian is stepping through the gates of his military base, gearing up for his first drill sessions. Expectations for his 4-month service are high. The Danish royal family has a long-standing tradition of military training. In fact, Christian's father, King Frederik, went through something similar back in 1986 when he served in the Royal Guard. His fellow soldiers later recalled how he had quite a humorous take on army life. He even got some memorable tattoos dedicated to different military units, which only added to his reputation as a modern, relatable royal. Now, years later, Frederik sits on the throne, having taken over from his mother, Queen Margrethe. With all that experience, he's undoubtedly got plenty of wisdom to pass on to Christian, who's about to face not only military discipline, but also constant media attention. For the next 4 months, Christian will be waking up to morning roll calls, marching, and learning military regulations, side by side with other recruits. In the first day photos, he appears to be in great spirits, shaking hands with officers, curiously looking around, and even laughing, perhaps already sharing a joke with a fellow soldier. And while he won't be getting any special treatment, because the whole point of this training is for him to truly experience the school of life, his presence does bring extra attention to the regiment. The Danish and even international press are keeping a close eye on his every move. Christian isn't the only young royal undergoing military training. Comparisons with Spain's Princess Leonor are inevitable. They're both 19, both heirs to their respective thrones, and both have yet to start their full-fledged university studies. Their families strongly believe in the importance of military service as part of their royal education. The key difference? Leonor is set for 3 years of training, while Christian's stint is currently set for just 4 months. Of course, there's always a possibility that he'll take part in more advanced military courses later, as Danish royals sometimes do, but no official announcements have been made yet. Looking at the bigger picture, Christian is entering military life in a much calmer environment than his father did. Perhaps this is because of the royal family's more open and modern approach, regular updates on social media, behind-the-scenes photos, and a more relaxed attitude towards the press. Whatever the reason, interest in the Danish monarchy is on the rise again. Journalists are already camped outside the military base, ready to document every step of Christian's journey and speculate on how this experience might shape him. For now, though, Christian is just a young man eager to learn and embrace this new phase of his royal service. His schedule for the coming months is pretty intense. Early wake-ups, tough training sessions, military drills, and evening chores like cleaning gear and maintaining the barracks. These challenges will undoubtedly shape his character, teaching him discipline, teamwork, and how to connect with people from all walks of life, an essential skill for a future king. And from a public image standpoint, this experience will only boost his reputation, as Danes have always appreciated royals who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty and prove they're just like everyone else. It's safe to say these 4 months will be a defining period for Christian. Once his military training is over, he'll likely step into a more active royal role, possibly even considering university. There's plenty of speculation about what he might study: political science, international relations, maybe even economics. But nothing has been decided yet. The priority right now is making sure he gains the experience and knowledge that will best prepare him for his future role. So, here we are. Christian of Denmark, who just weeks ago was working on a farm in Africa, is now embarking on his military journey in Slagelse. The world is watching, waiting to see how he adapts to the tough discipline, the camaraderie, and the daily routines of army life. Will he remain the friendly, easygoing prince we've come to know? Or will the military toughen him up even more? Time will tell. One thing is certain, though. Right now, all eyes in Denmark are on Slagelse, where the next chapter in the life of a future king is just beginning.